All right, guys, let's get into it. This video is going to be a little different, and it may be two parts because there's so much. I want to get into some more advanced training. First of all, if you're new to this and this is kind of a new thing, you're just getting started, you've only been doing it for a couple months, or maybe only have a couple coins, or maybe you don't know all the terms and concepts such as how to read charts, what a candle is, what resistance and support is, what market cap is, etc. If you don't have all that basic training, please go ahead and pause this and go back over and look at some of the other ones. I've got lots of basic training information, which will give you some of those basic things. Where we're going now is deeper. It's darker, it's scarier, it's crazier. It's much more detailed and much more advanced than previous videos. And I'm doing this at this time because we need to get prepared for some of the things coming at us in the near and distant future. So let me start by saying this is Dr. Chef. This is Dr. Chef's Crypto. There should be 100,000 people watching this because they would really benefit from it. I think there's 20, so maybe go tell your friends. Maybe post it somewhere or recommend it somewhere. I don't really care, but I want to really help people the best I can. And what we're about to get into is pretty significant. So, anyway, this is Dr. Chef's Crypto. I'm Dr. Chef. And as you probably figured out from those different titles, I am not an official financial advisor. You have not hired me and paid me to be your official financial advisor, so this cannot be considered official financial advice. This is for entertainment and education purposes only. It is going to be a bit intense, but it is not meant to be formal advice for you to live your life. Now, hopefully, the people that are left watching this video have some grounding in the world of crypto already. They're familiar with basic terminologies and things, and I may repeat some things. It'll be a lot of review for some people, but we need to get into sort of some of the levels and some of the intensities of things when you start working on this. And I want to start by kind of giving you a picture of the world of crypto. Okay? So let's start with the fact that at its peak at any given time with a giant press rush, you have between 15 and 20% of people knowing anything about crypto. On a regular basis, about 10% of the population has anything to do with crypto. Okay, fact one. Number two, the number gets very, very small as we move forward into the depth. For instance, the majority of that 10% of the population that has anything to do with crypto knows about Bitcoin, has Bitcoin, and does things for Bitcoin. Now, that's fine. Bitcoin is the OG. It's the most important. We have things like Bitcoin ATMs and things like that. So, I get it. That's most of the people. Now, when you start getting into alternative coins, most people do not go very far. They go to the first couple, specifically Ethereum. So your code word for the top couple percent of people would be things like Ethereum or Cardano or XRM, if they know the names and understand the concepts of anything besides Bitcoin. Some recent studies have shown that even people in crypto, most of them don't understand what a blockchain is or what crypto is or what Bitcoin is. So it is quite rare. When we get to the 1%, these are people that are holding multiple what we call alts, alternative coins, not Bitcoin. They're studying and they're holding some alts. And this is approximately 1%. So we're talking about small numbers of the population. It's large physical numbers. I mean, 1% of 300 million, right? So it's a few million people. That's the percentage of people that this is about. Okay? People that have several coins, people that are doing some hodling, some trading, they know the basics about reading charts, all that information. Now, here's what most people do not know, and that is what the difference is in all these different exchanges and everything going on in the world. Once you get past Bitcoin, you can buy and hold Bitcoin almost anywhere in almost any way. Ethereum is right behind it, so usually Ethereum as well. After that, that's why this picture over here, right there, is Ethereum and Bitcoin on one picture, because they're considered the king and the queen of this whole space. Love them, have both, love them. But when you start getting into deeper things start to change, and that's what this is about. I want to put the exchanges and the way in which you function in this world into 3 levels. Level 1 is where the majority of the people live. On level 1, we have the most popular and important exchanges, and I want to talk about how that works. Okay? Take something like Robinhood. Robinhood is something that millions of people know about. It is an exchange for stocks, and it lists some crypto. Robinhood lists 7 coins. Okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, etc. 7. So most people that want to get into more depth, and that's this 1% I'm talking about, they begin to get into another site. And they're going to go with a couple. And I'm going to hit those real fast and explain what the pluses and minuses of each one of those are. Okay? Coinbase is number 1. Most popular. The reason for Coinbase being number 1 is it's the most highly protected, it's the safest, it's the easiest to use. It's very simple to set up. You don't need a whole lot of information. You go in there, you get your account going, and off you go buying crypto, and it's a lot of fun. Coinbase is also relatively effective. I mean, they host about 50 different cryptocurrencies. That's way too many for most people to get their head around, so they're fine dealing with that list of 50. What's the difference between Coinbase and Gemini? Well, Gemini and Coinbase both have around 50. They're both in the top 5 exchanges being used by people. They're both incredibly safe. I would say that Gemini is maybe the safest. Keep in mind that Gemini is the project of the Winklevoss twins. That's why it's called Gemini. These are the guys from Facebook fame that fought with, Zuckerberg and all that stuff. They're very cutting edge, way ahead of the curve, like Facebook was, and very good at what they do. So this would be considered a prime site, a safe environment in which to function. Now, I would not suggest keeping my funds and all my coins sitting on a site of any kind, but if I did do that, I would pick Coinbase or Gemini. Now, there's others in the top 5, including Kraken. Now, Kraken, we're starting to increase the level of coins. We're at 72 for Kraken. This is giving us more access to more adventurous things. The biggest one in the world is called Binance, and Binance has a few hundred in the world, but Binance is not available in the U.S., and this is where things start getting complicated. It's when we get into 1% of the 1%. We're going inside that 1% to about 10% of those guys. When we're inside that deep, into like 0.1% of the population. That's the level that we're at, where we're looking at a lot of different coins and want to move a lot of things around and try to figure it out. We run into a problem right away, and here's the problem. What does everybody want? Not everybody. Some people use this as an investment space. Okay. They buy a coin that's popular, something that's solid like Bitcoin or Ethereum. They hold it for a long time. That's their strategy. Extremely safe, extremely conservative, very wise. Thumbs up. Major coin hodlers, top 10 coin hodlers, super thumbs up. That's not what we're talking about. We're going deeper than that now. That can be done on Coinbase. That could be done with Gemini or anything else. And that's wonderful. Okay? We're going deeper. And when we start to go deeper and start to get involved with more flexible and creative and more newer things start to change. So the U.S. government does not accept Binance in America because it's got too many things in it that are too risky in the eyes of the American regulators. So they do not allow Binance to function. Therefore, Binance.us had to be created. Binance.us is Binance for America, but it is extremely similar to Coinbase, Gemini, and Kraken. Has around 60 coins. So 50, 60, 70 coins is the main focal point of approximately 90% of that 1% of people among the 10% that are doing crypto, the 1% that are trading and doing more advanced stuff. About 90% of them are into one of those top 5. They're using those top 20 or 30 coins typically. When you go into the less powerful, less popular, slightly lower market cap coins on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Gemini, etc., when you do that, you're starting to push the envelope, okay? And you're moving your way toward level 2. Now, here's what people want that are doing this. Something I want to do, not with my whole portfolio, but something I want to do. I'll give you an example. 99% of the people, at least 95% of the people, by the time they heard of Dogecoin, it was too late. It was already blowing up. By the time they heard of Shiba Inu, it was too late. It was already blowing up. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money. You'll still make 10, maybe even 100x on Shiba right now. There's plenty of money to be made. But what we really need to do is what the crazy guy did at the beginning of Shiba Inu, where he put the 8,000 in and last week cashed out $5 billion. I watched him with my own 2 eyes cash out $5 billion. He put in 8,000, he cashed out $5 billion. People would be millionaires if they put $1,000 in Shiba Inu in January. They would be multimillionaires right now. Why did no one do that until it was a little too late? And that is the giant $1,000 million billion question, right? That's the whole point. What did they do? They all did it when they heard about it, when it was available. That's the problem. The problem is coins are fighting to get listed on the major sites. Are you following me? When they do, they explode. Coinbase, Binance, Gemini, Kraken, and I haven't talked much about Crypto.com. I'll get to a second. Crypto.com is the same thing, but it's on your phone, about 40 to 50 coins. It's the number one platform because it's on a phone, okay? That means it's slightly less secure than the other ones. Phone apps for purchasing and holding are the least secure way to go. Double authentication, hardcore, serious, online holding platforms that are wallets only, not for trading, is one of your best bets. And of course, a hard wallet offline is the best of all. Well, Crypto.com is the most convenient thing in the world. It's a brilliant site. It's easy, it's smooth, easy to use. and it's got 40 to 50 on it. So we call those the top 5, right? You got Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, Binance, Crypto. Robinhood's only got 7, so forget about Robinhood. Okay. Now people begin to dabble in those, and they realize I can buy all these coins, but I can't get anything when it's 0.0000004. I can't get it because that hasn't been listed. That's not on the radar. It's not been vetted by the site. People get in a queue to get vetted. The site studies the coin, decides it's real, vets it, places it on the site for sale, right? For trading and sales. That's level 1. That's almost everyone. Almost everyone that you know in crypto is dealing with those 5 sites in that way. Most of them have a wallet. Some of them have a hard wallet. But fairly soon they begin to realize if they're traders, if they're kind of crypto crazy, you can go look that video up, okay? They start to say to themselves, wait a minute. I need a 10,000x somewhere. The only way, you can't get anything on Coinbase that's going to 10,000x probably, okay? Even 1,000 is close to impossible because it's already popped off. That's why it's on the site. So how do you solve that problem? You got to go to other sites. You got to get crazy. And now you're going to go down the rabbit hole to level 2. Level 2, you're going to be saying to yourself, I'm watching these videos now. I'm watching these YouTubers. I'm checking out this Twitter. I'm following this Reddit. I'm all over this crap. And these guys are talking about coins. They said something about Jackrabbit Slash. And, I'm making that up. But it should be a coin next week probably. Anyway, there's 6,000 coins, by the way. Okay, you got 50 on Coinbase. Now, I'm going to look for Jackrabbit Slash, right, coin, because Jimmy Smith on the YouTube said the thing about how it's going to blow up 10,000x, and it's 0.0002 right now, and I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere. And the reason is I've only got 50 vetted, solid, top-tier coins in front of me. The craziest thing I want to find is Pancake Swap or VET or something, and they're all powerful, well-known coins already. I can't find anything crazy. I'm going to have to switch gears, and I'm going to have to drop down to level 2. Level 2 is ruled by a thing called Kucoin. So let me show you. I'll break out of here, and I'll go over to some of these sites real quick. All right? Let me just show you some of this stuff. Let's go here. This is Kucoin. Okay, let's go over here to Binance. This is Binance. This is what Binance US looks like. This is the site. You would have your portfolio here. You would have your wallet here. You could go in here. I don't have almost anything here. I just have a little bit just so we can, show you what's going on. You can check all your markets. Here's the charts. And you'll see me use this a lot. Here's your trading views and your different charts. And you can see all this wonderful stuff. You can check out where we're at. See the all-time high of Bitcoin was 69. We're down at 64,800 right now. We're probably going to come back down around here, 62, 63, and bounce again. We'll see what happens then. So everything's going really well. You're looking at this chart, okay? And this is Binance. It's beautiful. All right. But this thing is only going to list a certain number of coins. Binance only has 60 cryptocurrencies available, okay? And that's not going to be enough if you're trying to catch something when it is really, really, brand new. It's not been proven yet. So in other words, they're not going to list it. They're only going to list stuff that they vetted. So now you're going to have to drop down to level 2, and you're going to have to go to another country. You're going to have to go to some sites that are not specifically large, specifically local. Now, here's really important information. Whenever you do that, you're doing a couple things that are dangerous. The first one is security. When you begin moving away from these powerful, secure, insured sites like Coinbase and Gemini and Binance, when you start to move away from them, you're creating more risk. I need you to understand that. Okay? This is moving into more dicey waters, more rough waters, more scary territory when it comes to security. That's problem number one. Problem number two is you're going to have to prove who you are because other countries are not going to let you just randomly do stuff. Okay? They have laws in their countries, and they're trying to maintain some type of international security profile where they're not just letting anything random happen. So what they're going to do is they're going to take you through a vetting process. And to do this, you're going to have to give up a whole lot of information. Now, people don't want to do that, and so they end up back on those other sites that don't require this information. I'm talking about pictures of your passport, pictures of your driver's license, pictures of you holding those things up and smiling with a piece of paper with the date on it so that they can identify you. They can track you and understand who you are. Now, if you don't want to do that, there are other ways to go to sites that are, dicier. But the reason that they're doing that is to provide some level of security. Okay? When you're dropping down to level 2 like Kucoin, you need to have some form of security. Now, that's the first thing you need to know is you're going to take more risks. You're going to have access to more coins. Kucoin lists 200 coins, not 50. So it's 4 times bigger than those other ones. So when you go there, it's based in Asia, right? You're going out of the country. So the first thing you know is you're moving through internet space at distance, creating more danger. Secure yourself. 2-factor authentications, secured accounts. Now, here's the good news. You're not going to be able to trade in those sites with dollars. Okay? Now, this is hard. You're going to have to transfer money into crypto and then move the crypto. So this is way too much for your average people. This is why this is less than a 0.1% of the people involved in crypto. Because when you start doing this, what's going to happen is you're going to have to do all this work to get your money over there. Okay? So check it out. We'll go over here to this site real quick. Take a look. We'll go to Kucoin. You see this? Here we are on Kucoin. Here we are looking at the markets. Everything's beautiful, right? And you see the pairs? This is ETH with BTC. Look at this. If I switch over here, you see it says US dollars, but it's not US dollars. You see what it is? It's USDT. Here's USDC. Right? Packs, blah, blah. You see what's not here? What's nowhere here? Dollars. You understand? I can buy Bitcoin, but I can only buy it with USDT Tether. I can't buy it with dollars. So this is what you've got to understand. That when you go to these sites, you're going to lose. I'm going to bring myself up on the screen here. You're going to lose the ability to purchase with dollars. So that means that you're going to have a bunch of steps to take. The steps are kind of complicated. It's not hard, but you have to learn it. So part 1, you're going to convert your currency on one of those big sites, such as your crypto.com or your Coinbase. They allow you to connect to your bank account because they're secure and they're based in America. So you can connect to your bank account. So if we go over here to Binance, right, you'll see that if I want to go out to the regular trading platform and I want to go buy some crypto, right, I can. Dollars are listed. Check it out. Buy crypto. And look at what we've got here. Let me switch sides real quick on the camera. You see that? Dollars. I can buy Bitcoin, I can buy dollars, and what I have is a bank account connected to that. you can connect. And some of them you can use credit cards. In the most secure ones, it has to be a real bank account that's securing that you're a real person. In some things like crypto.com and other places, you can use credit cards. They have to, in some places, they have rules where they have to hold the credit card until it clears and things like that to avoid any problems. So it's different for every site. But what I'm trying to tell you is you can connect to your American account, use your American dollars, or if you're in England, you're using your pounds, or if you're in Europe, you're using your euro. You're using your native fiat currency. The name is fiat. It means what's given to you by the government-approved currency, like dollars. You're using dollars on those sites, but you can't go out of the country or go to any other places that list large amounts of coins and use dollars. So you're going to have to turn it into Tether, and that's why Tether exists. So if we go here and go pull up a Tether chart, you'll see what I mean. So Tether is a coin that's designed to mimic the dollar, okay? Trying to find Tether on here. Sorry, it's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So if you're on a Tether chart, if you're purchasing Tether, okay, then you're going to get a pair, and you're going to have, you're going to take your dollars, see this right here, and you're going to buy Tether, okay? So here I go. It's giving me trouble for some reason. I'm not sure why. Anyway, what happens is right here, you can buy Tether with dollars, okay? And you take that. There it is, okay? So here it is. And it's flat all the time. It's flat all the time because it's always equal to $1. They make sure. See, it's 1.0006. It's $1, okay? You go in here, you use American dollars cash, you buy Tether. Tether equals $1. Okay, that's the point. You transfer everything. Let's see, let's get $1,000 of a coin that's not listed on Binance or crypto or whatever, right? You get 1,000 in Tether. You go to Kucoin or wherever else, use the Tether, buy the thing, convert it back, bring it back over, all that kind of stuff. The problem with this concept is that it's hard to do. You've got to have multiple sites. You've got to have multiple security setups. You've got to use money on one site, change it into crypto. It could be Bitcoin, Tether, whatever. Bring that to another site. Every time you do a transfer, it costs you fees and time. So if you want $1,000, you're going to have to spend $1,100 or whatever it is to get $1,000 because you're going to pay the fees. Now you're going to transfer it again. Now you got to have another $100 for fees, or $50 or $20 or whatever the sites are. Then you're going to get to the site. Now you're going to buy stuff, pay fees. Now you're going to take that stuff and transfer it back to your American account, paying fees. Okay? So it's access to much more coins, much more things that are startups, much more things that might explode and make a lot of money for you. However, there's more danger and it's a lot more difficult, and you're paying a lot more fees. So that's why only 1%, one part of 1%, probably 1/10% or even 100% of anybody in crypto is doing this. This is level 2. It gives you have to give up your IDs. You have to set up accounts. You have to pay a lot of fees. You have to transfer money into crypto to bring the crypto over to trade with. It is very complicated, and this is why most people don't do it. But this is how you get something such as, I got XRM when it was shut down in America, and you can't get it because it's on hold. They're in a legal battle with the SEC, so you are not allowed to trade in America. I wanted to get some before the case was released, and maybe it explodes, right, if they win the case. But I need to get that on other sites. Now, you can do this openly. There are other clandestine dark ways to do it, such as using other identification packets and setting up accounts in other countries, that cover who you are. I don't recommend a whole lot of that because the only way for you to get this money back to America and get it out into cash in your hand, you're going to have to go through major sites and you're going to have to pay taxes. If you're trying to avoid all that, then you're breaking the law, and I can't condone that because it's way too dangerous, and it can get all of us, all crypto people, into serious trouble. Now, there's ways to avoid, the majority of taxes, just like there are in businesses and business dealings in America. But you got to be smart. You got to have access to knowledge about taxes. And it's not taxable until you pull it out and start to use it. Then you bring it back into America, whatever. Now, you're going to start to use this stuff and pull it out in actual money that you're going to buy something with. And I say it like that because right now crypto is not fully accepted. I can't go buy a car with Bitcoin. For the most part, I can get a Lamborghini if I want one, but that's a lot of Bitcoin. So anyway, that's part one, and that's why you have to use all this type of authentication with all of your IDs, and it's why you have to set up such strange security for yourself if you want to go digging down into more of the coins. We're leaving off on this video, part one, with Kucoin and the fact that we've transferred our stuff into Tether and that we're going to this other site with 200 coins. But there's thousands of coins. Are there any sites where I can get hold of more than that? And yes, there are, and that's level 3. And we're going to talk about that in the next video, in part 2. Hope all this made sense. Please like and subscribe and all that, and I will be right back in a moment with the next section. Thanks.